Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of August 5th. This is for Taurus. So Taurus, we have a lot of things going on this week. What do we got going on? We've got, well, for one, this Mercury retrograde. I'm gonna bring it up first just because it is like the biggest thing weighing on everybody this week. Even though we have 4 other planets that are also retrograde, they're outer planets and including Chiron as well. So things that don't normally affect us as much, but we are feeling it communicated to us through this Mercury retrograde. And so we have a week left of it. Know that things like, transportation, communication, technology, hiccups, still for the next week. We do still have some beautiful things happening regardless of that. We have a grand trine between the air signs happening on the 6th when Mars moves into Libra. And so when that happens, Libra is also ruled by Venus, so Mars will be in a place of that Venusian energy. So you might be feeling that in a way of helpfulness, but it also could be pushing you into a more fiery mode than you're used to. It just depends on your placements. And also, it's not an astrology thing, but we do have the 8-8 Lionsgate on the 8th, which is, it's more of an angel number thing. But if you are into that, that is a good time to really, once we're coming to the end of this Mercury retrograde, you can start to think about like your biggest dreams. How can you get those to land in the real world? All right. So Taurus, here we go. You have the Empress card right off the bat, and this is you. The Empress is about like your ruling planet being Venus, like that divine feminine space. And so ruling from that place of the divine feminine, ruling from a place, even if you're a masculine, we have both feminine and masculine within us. And so might be finding that balance of, it's summertime, in the middle of the summer, depending on where you are, it can be a time of rest and ease. And so I will say that, especially with this Mercury retrograde, don't push too hard and don't get sick like I did, but you want to find ways to be that graceful leader. You want to be able to, not overexert yourself at this time, especially Taurus. Right, because you're coming from a place of the Knight of Cups. So you might have, this Mercury retrograde could have brought up some emotional turmoil, could have brought back an ex, who knows. But whatever is brought up for you, it wasn't anything that you couldn't meet. It might have you might have been surprised by some of the things that have come up during this retrograde period. And you might still be surprised, as we do have till the end of this next week, but also just, trickling into that post shadow. Emotional things might come up for you, and like the Empress is really leading you into a place of dealing with them from a place of relaxation, from a place of ease. We aren't going to try to fight our feelings right now, Taurus. It will not be beneficial for us, because you have the 3 of Pentacles is what you're living in. And so like right now, practical things are a priority for a lot of us. So making sure that your finances, your home life, everything is in order. Your workplace is nice and in a functional place for you. And so keeping that in order is going to rely on you not getting knocked by all of the whirlwind of things like that are happening in your personal life and in the world in general. It is a time, and so prioritizing keeping your practical life in order. And Mercury retrograde is a good time for reviewing and reviewing and resetting things for that workplace, so that you're just kind of doing a check-in of how have things been working, how are things going to work for me down the line. Because your outcome is the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands. So and especially now with the Mercury retrograde and the communication kerfuffles, you might be hitting people outside of you and your circle or just situations in general that are a bit chaotic. And so if you can come into those places with that that influence of your divine empress, of that like Venusian ruler space, you can help keep the peace. You can help keep that environment light as things, you know, go up in the air, as they will with this Grand Trine in all the air signs. All right, well, that's what I had for you for the week of August 5th, and I'll see you next week, Taurus. Bye.